1, 2.
Welcome to the Mental Reps podcast, featuring your host, Brian Wright. This week's episode is sponsored by the Field Irish Pub and Eatery, a little piece of island in South Florida.
What's up, y'all? My name is Ian Edwards.
Hey, this is comedian Brett Ernst.
Hi, this is Kurt Metzger.
This is Pablo Francisco.
Hi, this is Jimmy Schubert.
Hi, I'm comedian Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to Mental Reps with Brian Wright. Keep your head on a swivel. First, you gotta get a swivel. You know, they cost more now, and you gotta make sure it's the right swivel. Because some you think you're getting a bargain, but you wind up paying less, and the swivel part of it doesn't work. So if you need to keep your head on the swivel, you actually have to pay a little extra.
Now fade out that fresh ass beat, and let's get this bitch on the road.
Welcome to Mental Reps Podcast. I'm Brian Wright here with Cisco Duran, the headliner of Shamrock Comedy Club, this Tuesday at the Field Irish Pub and Eatery. Tickets available right now on Eventbrite. What's up, Cisco? How you doing, dude?
What's going on, my man? How's everything going with you, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We had a great show last night, and everybody's pumped for your show. Looking forward to it. We got a great lineup. Looking forward to seeing your buddy Danny. I've never seen him perform live.
You haven't seen him perform live? He's great, man. He's ever since I met him, man, I was just impressed with his writing and his performance. And you know, I mean, with everything, dude, the more you do it, the better you get. So I'm just confident that he's really good at, you know, where he's at now.
I love it, man. So is he one of the top young dudes that you've seen out there? Who are some other people you got your eye on?
You know what, man? Believe it or not, like I found not that I found them, but like I saw a lot of these young comics that are like blowing up and doing big things now. Like, you know, when I saw Marcelo, I told him how great he was. I don't know if you know Marcelo.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was great, and now he's just blowing it up and killing it. Same thing with Brittany Brave. I thought she was great, and I, you know, try to take her under my wing and get her spots, and she's killing it. So it's like everybody that I see potential and see greatness in, I just, you know, I gravitate towards them, and they've all just gone to do their own thing, man, and they're, you know, doing their thing and killing it.
There's a lot of talent down here, man. There's a lot of talent down here, for sure.
There truly is. It's just, you know what the problem is with South Florida, man, is you know, talent means nothing if there's no hard work. You know what I'm saying? If there's no sacrifice or anything like that. And if you're not willing to sacrifice your relationship and your life and going out and partying and stuff, then what are you really doing with your talent? Which is nothing. You know, you're just going out there and doing it as a hobby when you can go out there and actually make a career out of it.
Yeah, it seems like at some point it's like masturbatory, or what are we doing here? Or if you're not trying to really do this, like, you know, you got to make the sacrifices, you know?
Like, how long have you been like interested in comedy or been doing comedy?
I'd say I've been running shows for almost 5 years, something like that.
5 years. So I've been doing comedy for 13, 14 years, right? And the funny part about this is, like, the people that I saw when I first started doing stand-up comedy are gone. Like, they've disappeared, like, you know, and it's just, you know, they either gone into the party mode or gone into the drugs and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's so weird to see people come and go, you know, and very few instances do you see people actually stick around and stick to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it's such a crazy thing where, you know, where I reflect and see the comics that, you know, where I was, or, you know, getting to where I was, and now they're gone. Like, it's like, where are they now? You know, it's wild.
Yeah, man, as a producer, I get bummed out when I know there's some really talented people, and I'm like, you know, they bail on shows last minute and all this stupid shit. I mean, and not just once, but like multiple times, and they get a name for themselves and they're just not putting in the work. And I'm like, fuck, man, I get frustrated because I'd love to have, if they were like little grinders, they would be the type of person I'd want to put up all the time, you know?
Dude, there's I could just think of a few that are just, I just looked up to them, and I'm just like, you know, not even for example, but he went through some health issues. But there's this comic that passed away, Dexter Angry. You remember Dexter Angry? Mm-hmm. Dude is a legend in Miami, man. And I remember doing stand up and just looking at him like, dude, this dude is fucking hell. Like, I could curse, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay. I was like, dude, this dude is fucking hilarious. And it's just like, and he had to go away for a while because he got sick. He had cancer and just disappeared off the map, and then try to make a comeback, and it's hard when you got to a level and now you got to make a comeback because the game changes every so often. You know what I'm saying? And it's like your stand-up doesn't, what I was doing 13 years ago doesn't relate to what I'm doing now. What I'm doing now doesn't even touch what I did 13 years ago. And it's just like, I can only imagine for a guy like him, because he was always, I remember always seeing him at spots, no matter if it was hood, ghetto, theater, comedy club. He was always out there grinding, and he had to disappear for years, and he started coming back and, trying to get back into the groove, but his health, and then he passed away. And, and it just sucks, man, because it's like, you always root for the people that you really want to succeed. But then when they, when life happens, you never know what's gonna happen. Like I don't know if you know this guy Teddy Wright. He used to live out here in LA. Dude, one of the funniest hands down comedian out here in LA. Original, so dope. And then he passes away. Like he's blowing up. Like he filmed the Comedy Central thing, and he had a big presence online. It just sucks when you see stuff like that. You just wish for the best, and hope that people actually stick to it and do something before their time is up. Everybody got an expiration date, so.
Most definitely, man. And that's why, like you say, you got to like strike while the iron is hot. And if you are doing well, it's kind of one of the, like you said, Miami, I think obviously there's a lot of distractions in LA, but it's more geared towards like, the business and, making things happen out there, whereas people can easily get caught up in the game down here.
For sure.
It's really
100%.
easy. And then you get like a couple good spots and you think, oh man, like, maybe I don't have to spend that extra hour or two today writing. Maybe I don't have to go and get that extra spot, like, at the fucking open mic or whatever on Tuesday, because I'm good. I got that. And it's just a lot of that. And it just slowly but surely turns into them not taking it seriously and just kind of falling off, like you said.
But, it's just a process, man. Like everybody has their way of doing things. And, like, I'll tell you what, there's a bunch of times that I wanted to quit and not to stand up, and I'm in a position now where I'll be honest with you, like I'm not happy doing what I'm doing now, but it's not as far as like stand up, but like the work that I'm doing is like where I'm working, because I'm currently doing cruise ships. It's literally somewhere where comics go to die. Like the money is so good that you forget to work on your talent. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you get blinded by, okay, I'm making $100,000 this year. Where else am I going to make $100,000? And it's like, there's a bigger picture to this. It's not just the $100,000 that you're making. It's just the millions that you could make if you get to the point of success that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just coast, man. They coast, and there's so much more to be done out there.
Most definitely. And I was curious about how, like you said, that's you're not the first person that I've heard that from, where comedians go to die on cruise ships. It's easy to get caught up in the money and whatnot. Is it hard to keep up on new material? Are you expected every night to go out there and give your A material, and you can't really work stuff out on the cruise ship, or how's that work?
Well, it all depends on the comic. I mean, me personally, I'm able to get on the cruise ship and just, have fun, like make it fun for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'll get on stage, because I don't do the cruise ships where it's like, the older people that are polite and they clap and stuff like that. I do the booze cruises, which is more fun for me because it's more of the crowd that I enjoy personally. So I could, go anywhere across the country and perform in front of anybody and do my thing. But what I tend to realize is, for me, is I can't perform new material in front of that audience. So I have to find a way. I got to find a balance, pretty much, where it's like I work a certain amount of cruises and I work a certain amount of clubs, and I'm doing it now. So like, I'm headlining improvs across the country. I'm doing, the improvs here in LA a lot, improv in Miami, and just across the country doing my thing. And that's where I'll work out the material that I need to, put out my next special after this one that comes out.
Copy that. I remember last time that you headlined for me, you were talking about your HBOs, which everything that came out, dude, everything came out great. I really want people to go check it all out if they haven't already. What was the name of it again?
Well, so it's just my name. Just put Cisco Duran on HBO. It was a co-headline
Yeah.
special, but
Yeah.
I have a new one that is currently being edited right now, and that one's probably going to be sold to HBO as well. So it's either HBO, Roku, or YouTube. But right now, HBO is going through a transition, so everything just depends. Like nothing stays the same, dude. Everything changes, man. Like right now, HBO got bought out by I think it was the Discovery Channel or something like that, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
have so like now they have a whole bunch of new people in the office. They're clearing house, and we'll see if they're interested in purchasing it still. If not, there's other avenues I could go, but it's not like I don't have my name in HBO right now. And just look forward to like writing a better set where I could, send it to like Netflix and have Netflix interested in it. So it's just everything just depends, man. It's just nothing's constant. Everything changes.
Well, your material is awesome, dude. I gotta say, like,
Appreciate that.
and I loved your set when you came and headlined for me last time. And
Oh man,
what do you think
that
about
was
the field? It's a dope little venue.
that was interesting because I remember driving to the venue and just telling myself, I'm just being candid here, right?
Yeah.
I was telling myself like, man, I don't know if I don't, like look at where my career's gone. Like I'm here, and it's like, and I always do I always do that to myself no matter where I go. If it's not an improv, I'm just always like, why am I really doing this, right?
Mhm.
And I went in there with the expectation in my head, like, oh, this is not gonna be good. It's whatever. But I always do that to myself. I always doubt myself. So then I saw, who was it? Carl Remy was on the show. It was Carl Remy, Paulie McPherson, and there was somebody else. I forgot who it was.
I
I can't remember exactly. I can't remember exactly, but I remember and I remember watching Carl Remy just ripping it, and it was a packed house. It was sold out, and I was just like, you know what, man, like this is gonna be fun. And I went up there, and I think what I do, like an hour something.
Yeah, dude, you went over, I think, a little over an hour, and I was like, dude, look at I remember you kind of looking back at me like, okay, I'm like, go for it.
Yeah, I just when I'm having fun, there's like I never want to get off stage, and I was having a great time. It's like it's always this analogy me and Carlos always have where it's like, you know, why would we want it? Because Carlos is always known for going long, and his explanation is it's like having sex. Like it's like right when you're about to come, it's just like, all right, stop. Like it's just like, who wants to stop? Like you want to keep going, you want to keep having fun, and it's just, and we have that same mentality where it's just like, and it gets me in trouble, believe it or not, going long. I get in trouble a few times. I've gotten into a few arguments with comics
Different
about
venues, different producers, different crowds,
it. Yeah. Well, I did. Me and Kyle Grooms actually had a little tit for tat at a show one time because we were doing Sweet Caroline's, and it was my show. I was headlining it, right? Like it's usually not a headliner show, but that day I was like, I need to work on my special. Like I need to be on the stage as much as I can, right? And I guess he didn't know. And every time I go to Sweet Caroline's, I usually go long. And that day, I guess he got mad and he didn't know that it was my show and interrupted my set midway through my set. And I was like, "Hey, my man, can I get some time?" And I was just like interrupted my set saying that. And I was just like, and I think I went in on him a little bit. And then we kind of like snapped at each other and we didn't talk. And then he had his brain tumor. And then and we still haven't, like, we didn't clear the air until like after he, the whole situation happened or whatever. But
can't have beef with brain aneurysm, homie, or whatever.
Right?
Like we gotta squash this.
Exactly. So I was just like, you know what is interesting, but we were able to squash it, and we're good friends. We're really good friends.
That's cool. I heard that you. I know that you tour with Carlos and everything, and just as somebody who I actually back in the day, I used to intern for Paul Castronovo and Paul and Young Ron and all those.
I love Paul. Yeah.
Really good dudes. And I met Carlos, and one interaction that I had with him wasn't super awesome because it was after all of these joke stealing allegations were coming out and shit. And Paul just put me on the spot, and I was like, yeah, I don't think that that's cool. And Carlos went in this whole diatribe about how he's kind of defending it and whatnot. I wanted to ask you, being like a friend, and there's no wrong answer here. Where do you land on all that? How do you reconcile? What do you think about it?
Look, I have two different types of way of thinking about it, right? The first thing is when I met Carlos, I didn't know about any of that stuff, right? I didn't know who Joe Rogan was. I really didn't know who Carlos Mencia was because I never saw Mina Mencia. I wasn't the type of comic that was watching other comics. The only comic I ever watched was like Joe Coy. So when I met Carlos, everybody was telling me like, watch your jokes. And they were like, watch the Joe Rogan fight or whatever on YouTube. I never watched it. I actually just watched it like 3 years ago for the first time. So 10 years after meeting him, I finally watched it. And I was just like, that was before my time. I could only talk about the Carlos that I know now, which the Carlos that I know now is an original. The dude's a beast. The dude's a genius.
A lot of young comics too, right?
Like, dude, think about all the comics that are famous right now. He's probably helped a good portion of it. Like Joe Coy, he's helped Bobby Lee, he's helped Steve Trevino, he's helped, the list just goes on, man. Like Leslie, whatever her name is, the one from Ghostbusters. Yeah, the one from Ghostbusters. Yeah. She opened up for Carlos. Me, like I'm on HBO and stuff like that. Like he's helped so many comics become beast. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, what are we really talking about here? Why do we really hate this man? And there's a couple things that don't make sense to me when it comes to like the joke stealing stuff. When the wall joke was taken by, there was 10 comedians doing it at the time. Where even D.L. Hughley was doing it. Just to name one. There, like a lot of the jokes were just literally just shit that we could see on CNN, and we think the same thing. Like there's jokes that I do that other people have done a version of. Like Bill Burr went on Conan and did a similar joke to the joke that I did in 2016, and he did it in 2018. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, all right, guys, like, what do we, like, we all have similar thoughts of thinking. It's just delivery and how we actually do our jokes, and you don't see me going on Conan or making a podcast saying Bill Burr stole my shit. No, I don't fucking, there's no reason. Look, there's a comic from Miami that's made it to a certain level using my shit. You know what I'm saying? But I never call the fucker out. I've never called him out. I'll never will call him out.
That situation will work itself out on its own. You know what I mean? Like
it just tells me I'm on the right path of doing what I'm doing. And that's exactly it. But I won't. I believe in karma, and at the end of the day, man, that dude's gonna, regardless of how successful he might feel like he's gonna be, I'm just gonna do what my thing, keep my head down, and be humble.
I like that, dude. I like that. And even throughout the whole process, I have heard that across the board from any comedian who's worked with Carlos about how cool he was to them. He bought them fucking cars and shit. And, as outsiders who want to be like, oh, okay, well, that's not cool. You can't steal jokes. I still do believe that.
Just to give you an insight, I'm staying at his house right now for free, no rent.
I love it.
I have my own fucking room. I wake up, like, we have dinner, we have breakfast, we talk, we play video games, and then we go out, we go our separate ways, and we go to work. Yeah. I'm rent free. Like, who fucking else does that?
Yeah, that's
like cool. Nobody. Like, this is how an amazing human being he is. So I like when people always talk, like when I do interviews, and not necessarily this one, but when I do interviews, like the last interview I did, they wanted to talk about Carlos for 30 minutes, and I'm just like, guys, like, he's my best friend. I'm never gonna talk trash about him. Number one, and number two, this is about me. Like the fuck are we doing? Like, he's a great dude, and I have the opportunity to be here right now because of him. Yeah. So it's like, so I'm never gonna have a bad thing to say about him. I don't think that
I respect that.
I don't think that he stole jokes. I think that he's, bro, like, I've seen The Genius, and the special that's about to come out is gonna blow the fucking world open, and honestly, I always sit here and think about like the other comics that got accused of stealing, and they just are still successful, like the Dane Cooks and the Amy Schumers and the
Robin
whatever,
Williams.
You know what I'm saying? The Robin Williams, and he's still a fucking legend. Yeah. And I'm sitting here like, guys, like, everybody's forgiven but this man.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
This dude has a fucking dark cloud over him that he can't get rid of. And it's bullshit to me, because I'm like, dude, like, this dude's, if you really knew the Carlos Mencia that I know, bro, the world would love this man.
That's
is
why
he
I
the
wanted
tough?
to. That's why I wanted to ask you. I thought you'd be a perfect person to ask because I know you know him and like you wouldn't. I know, like you said, being in a tough situation. I didn't even think about it really until you mentioned him. So just so you know, I wasn't
Oh
like.
no, I know. No, don't worry about it.
But yeah, man, he. I remember when he first came out, just like what a juggernaut. Like he was kind of like the Latin like Dane Cook or some shit. Like
Yeah, yeah.
getting just all of this and. I am still personally, just as an outsider and somebody who doesn't know him like you do, reconciling it or whatever. But I think that's why I wanted to ask because I want to be open to being like, you know what, let me fucking give him another shot or whatever and open it up and have the conversation.
Wait till you see his special that we both filmed our special the same day. He filmed 2 specials in 2 nights. I filmed 1 in 2 nights. So like it took me 2 tries to perfect my special when he did 2 different specials in you know what I'm saying, in 2 different nights. And it's fucking wild, dude. Like wait till you see his special. Like it makes me feel like my special is trash.
Oh
Like
shit.
that's how great his special is. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And I'm just like, fuck, dude, like I got work to do.
All right.
You know?
I like to hear that. I like to
Dude,
hear that.
and his work ethic is next to none. I'll tell you, nobody outworks this fucking man. This dude, when he was at the top of his game, just to give you a little bit of insight, he would do theaters. He would do a theater for 10,000 people, end the theater show, take pictures with every single person in that line, and then go to the comedy club and do 2 shows that same night.
Yeah,
That's how
that's the
fucking
next level.
psycho this dude is.
Yeah.
I worked with him on the road for 7 years, and this man, we would do a show. There was one time we had a show in South Carolina. We had to drive 12 hours to West Palm Beach to make it to radio at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we made it. Like it's shit like that I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like all these comics just waiting around to get a phone call to get work. Nah, man. Like I wake up, man, and I'm like, where can I get work? What's the next gig? If you see my schedule, bro, I have 2-3 days off and then I'm back at work. My girl hates me right now because I rather make $10,000 to $15,000 a month, work my ass off, and and then spend 2-3 days with her, make it as special as I can, and then go back out.
Yeah,
because I know eventually in 5 years I'll be doing theater shows on the weekend and not have to work that much.
Yes,
To make money that I would like to make. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all a matter of perspective, and Carlos gave all of that to me.
I see that, man. I see you grinding, and if he had anything to do with that, then that in and of itself makes me feel better about it and wanting to give him, because I see that in you, and you're not the only person that I've heard that from. So that's really cool. And dude, I mean, you're just like I said, your comedy is a really good spot right now. And I know, like you said, you keep on doing, you never graduate, you keep on growing and grinding the way that you are. Dude, it's only a matter of time. You're gonna be up there with your own show, like your own fucking sitcom or some shit, dude. I really believe that, because you got like this fucking, you got like the face and everything too. It's unique. You've got the laugh. You've got like approachable, kind, like you not to be fucking like with kind smile and shit, But like I think you got a good vibe that could work also on like one of those like transcendent kind of levels,
You know what, man? Like before COVID, I was blowing up on the TV. I was like, I had deals on the table, man, and I lost them all. You know what I'm saying? I lost them all. Like I was gonna be on Euphoria. I had a Super Bowl commercial. I had so many things going for me, and then COVID happened and they canceled everything, and I had to move back to Miami. And I feel like I'm starting from ground zero again because I just moved back to LA. So it's like, now I got to find a balance between making money and actually going to auditions. Like my theatrical agent, she's like, hey, let me know when you work less, because I got all these auditions for you, but I can't submit you if you're not here. And it's like, and I'm like, but you give me a week notice and I need something. Like, if you tell me 30 days in advance, I will cancel what I need to cancel to do what I need to do, because I know, like I just had this movie deal that they wanted me to be part of. It was only like 10 lines and I couldn't do it. I can't do it, and it's like, I was in the middle of the ocean with no internet. I can't upload a fucking video.
Yeah.
So it's just, I got to find a balance. I got to figure it out, and I'll figure it out. I'll get there. But, I know I know my acting's there. I know, I know I have that look that, because now bigger people are being more accepted on TV now, So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
I didn't even really think about that, but I guess I
dude,
mean,
I remember when I first started auditioning, I would get immediate notes. I was just background work. Like that's all they gave me back then. And now it's like, now I'm getting calls like, hey, we need your specific type of look, and it's cool, but it's like, where were you 10 years ago when I was,
yeah.
trying to get on TV? You know what I'm saying? And I always got to like the last two, and they always choose this more chiseled looking buff dude than a fat guy, So it was interesting.
Yeah, I could see where that could either work for you or against you. Just one of those things where it's either like, again, and it's nobody's fault. It's like what specifically they're looking for. And you can either be the beneficiary of that or get fucked over by that, depending on what it is. But dude, I'm super pumped for the show on Tuesday.
Super pumped. I think you have a great venue. I think at least the crowd that I've experienced is great.
Oh, they even got better, dude. They've even got better. Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, and I didn't even know I had fans in Davie, to be honest. Like, I remember people were like, "Oh, but I remember watching you, blah blah," and you're finally in Davie. I'm like, "Fuck!" But I remember when I first started doing my career, I was doing Stage 84 in Davie, Florida. I don't know if you know where Stage 84 is. It's off
off State 84, yeah.
by the radio, the rodeo thing.
Oh yeah,
and,
Roundup.
And I remember by Roundup. And I used to do shows there every single Sunday for 2 years.
Oh shit! Okay.
And I would pack that place out, man. And it was until it kind of died out, and they were getting money hungry.
Yeah.
They wanted to cut my piece of the pie, and I was just like, whatever, But it was a good starting point in my life, so it was cool.
Dude, I mean, you got a lot of great bits, but you're the one about parasailing. I'm not gonna say anything else.
It's so great because that is like
it's so
the
strong,
number one
dude.
bit that everybody loves, and it's a true story. Believe it or not, dude, you know how long it took me to write that joke? 5 years.
Oh,
it took 5 years to write a minute and a half, 2 minute bit.
Sometimes you'll have that though. How's that?
I'll tell you how that bit started. That bit is a true story, but there's parts of that story that I leave out because it was, but it started because my friend had cerebral palsy, and we went on vacation, me and his girl was like my size, like big girl, right? And he's a skinny dude that, walks a little crooked and stuff. And we went on vacation, and he goes, "Let's go parasailing." And I was just like, I don't think I'm able to parasail. And he was like, "We're in Mexico. They don't care." So I was like, cool. And he went up with his girl as tandem. And I was like, dude, that's how she got up, I could get up. Right. Like I was like 600 pounds at that time. I was like, she got up, I could get up. They made me sign a waiver in Mexico. They made me sign a waiver that if anything happened to me, I'm not gonna sue, right? And I was like, why didn't you make her sign a waiver? And they're like, no, they're fine. You need to sign a waiver. And dude, it started off as a long story, and I couldn't figure it out, and I shelved it for 2 years, 3 years, and then I sat down with Carlos, and he was like, dude, try it from this perspective. And I tried it, and it still didn't work. And then I finally just woke up one day, and it clicked. It just clicked. Like, it was just like, dude, like this is it. And then I started doing it. And that joke is like, probably I've been doing it for like a year and a half, 2 years. And it just exploded, man. It got me so much work. That Dude, one joke has gotten me so much work.
That's so funny to hear. But it makes sense. Like I said, obviously your everything else is super strong. It's just there, you have one of those bits that just stands out just due to, a lot of different factors, but it stands out as it's so strong. And also, the subtleties with like, the movement and everything. Yeah. It's just it's beautiful, dude. I love it.
Dude, wait till you see what I have in store, man. Like, if you look at my notes on my phone, I have pages and pages of jokes that I've never done before. Never done. They're just thoughts. They're thoughts and ideas that once I figure it out, man, it's gonna be fucking amazing. Like, it's just gonna be perfect.
I love it, dude. I can't wait to hear.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing some of your new stuff on Tuesday.
For sure.
And again, everybody can go out and check out Eventbrite. You just look up Cisco Duran or Shamrock Comedy Club, and you'll find the tickets there. I think they start at like $10. It's super affordable, and they got. I don't know. Did you eat there last time? Because they got some amazing food.
The food was amazing. I love the food that I ate there, man, and the service. The servers were great too. So everything's just perfect there, man. I love it. That's why when you hit me up about it, I was like, you know what? It's not even about the money. It's just worth it for me.
No, cool.
Even if I just eat, we're good.
Yeah. No, dude.
And listen, anybody that's listening to this and thinks $10 is too much to watch me, you're fucking wrong. I charge $25 a ticket. People actually pay that to see me. So $10 is cheap. Buy your goddamn tickets. It's worth it.
I love it. All right, we're gonna do one thing really quick before we get you out of here. It's called the Mental Reps Questionnaire. It's basically like, take as long as you need. Don't overthink it. I always get shit because it's kind of a long intro and people are like, yo, you need to shorten that. And I'm not going to.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Why so serious?
What's in the box?
What does Marcellus Wallace look like?
What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Answer the question, Claire.
Are you telling me you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Is Darth Vader my father?
For real, B? I want answers.
Without a good question, a good answer has no place to go. It's time for the Mental Reps Questionnaire.
All right, dude. This is the only part where it gets like a little like inside the actor's studio-y or whatever, because like you could tell it's just been like a conversation. Yeah. But if you could meet anyone current or historical and spend the day picking their brain, who would it be?
Career-wise or just in life?
That's up to you.
Man, there's two different ways I could go about this. Honestly, I would have loved to hang out with Patrice O'Neal. That was like my dream. You know what I'm saying? Like that was
a good pick.
A lot of people are like, oh, Cisco, you perform like Patrice and you remind me of Patrice, because like I really don't give a fuck a lot of the times. And I feel like we would have been cool and we would have, match our energy, because like I know sometimes I don't come off that way, but like I'm a very smart human being. I just don't, I dumb down my act for the world. And I'm not saying the whole world is stupid, but there's a good percentage of dumb people out there. And I just feel like I could have just learned from his style and maybe, I'll get a little personal with that whole answer. Patrice O'Neal never wanted to make anybody happy in this business. He wanted to just do him, right? And my career probably would have been more advanced in my career if I kissed a little ass, if I made more phone calls, if I begged for stage time. And I don't do any of that shit. I don't ask for stage time. I don't beg for gigs. I don't do none of that. I send an email where I need to send an email. I don't just, call you to like be like, hey, how are you? Oh my God, like you're doing amazing. I don't do none of that shit. Either we're going to work together, or we don't work together. Either you like my shit or you don't like my shit. And I feel like me and him would have been on the same wavelength. So Patrice O'Neal would definitely be my answer with that.
Elephant in the Room is top 5 specials of all time, in my opinion.
I definitely agree with you on that, man. That has to be. He says shit that I'm just like, fuck, I wish I would have fucking thought of that.
How did he articulate it, dude? How did he do it?
It's crazy. Like it's just so crazy to me how good that he was in that special and how he just didn't care.
Awesome,
I think that's who I would have loved to meet at that point in my career.
If you had one round trip ticket in a time machine, when and where would you go?
Man, again, it would be work related. So I'd probably go to my 11-year-old self when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life and tell myself, hey, start stand up early. I started a little late. I was 22 years old. I mean, a lot of people would not think that it's late, but I feel like, now that I'm 36, I'd probably be in a different place in my life. And, but I would just go to my 11-year-old self and just be like, hey, this is what you need to do, and just focus on this and leave the partying and the bullshit alone.
I like that. Smart, dude. Shows me where you're at. And 36, when do you turn 37?
July 3rd, next year.
Oh, okay. I just turned 37 4 days ago. That's why I asked.
It's crazy because like I don't
Young
even
buck,
feel
you.
36. I don't even feel 36. I feel like I'm 29, 30, you know, like because I do so much. I travel so much, you know, but it's just my body doesn't feel it, but my mental is not there, you know.
I feel you on that. I feel you.
Yeah.
If you could create a Woodstock type music festival featuring 5 musical acts from any era, who would they be?
Ooh, that's nice. I definitely would love Boys to Men.
Oh shit.
I'm a Boys to Men fanatic.
I love it.
Let's see who else. I would definitely do some because I used to be like Jagged Edge. I used to like the Jagged Edge and stuff. So it would be like Boys to Men. It would be I'd love Lil Wayne, so I would definitely do Lil Wayne. I do some Spanish in there, so I'll do some like Gilberto Santa Rosa and some Prince Royce. And then who would be my last one? It would definitely be Nickelback.
I'm
know
just
that
gonna
was
let
out
that
of left
shit
field.
sit there. Are you serious?
That was out of left field. Listen, Nickelback is one of the best rock bands of all
Dude,
time.
I can make an argument. I feel. All right, no. Let me. I want to hear your argument. Tell me why you
think
love
about
them.
this, man. If Nickelback is so trash, why do they still sell out fucking concerts everywhere they go? If they were so trash, I feel like it's so popular to hate that goddamn band that people just don't want to admit that, you know, that was such a dope fucking band.
Dude.
And, you know, so like people are going to be like, oh, Nickelback's trash, but they're performing. Let's go watch it. Like, come on, man. Like they made some questionable songs, but overall they've made some fucking fire ass music that you cannot, you know. And listen, I'm the type of dude, my playlist is weird. I have Papa Roach, I have hip hop, I have rap, I have R&B, I have everything in my playlist. Like there's nothing under the sun that I don't listen to. I have country. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of shit that I'm open to everything. Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm the kind of guy that I appreciate talent and hard work. So you know Tank, the R&B singer Tank?
Oh yeah, not familiar, but a little bit.
Me and him became friends, and he invited me to a studio session, and I just watched him create the music. And just watching him, I was just like, bro, this is fucking genius. Like, this is just like the breakdown and going back and noticing that if he needs to change a word. And I'm just like, I'm an enthusiast of talent. So it's just, you know, Nickelback has that talent for me. Like they make great music and everybody could talk all their shit they want. But
in my gears. You tell me you ain't vibing out to that shit, dog.
Bro, let me tell you this. This is the best quote I ever heard, and I think I heard it from Dane Cook, where he goes, as long as 10% of America loves you, you will sell out every single show across the country.
Yeah. No, I love it. No, that's a good way to look at it too. You're not going to get everybody to love you. You just kind of get on, you know.
There's people that hate my comedy, man. Like I'll tell you, I've gotten people I've had white ladies come up to me and do this. You know, recently some lady came up to me and was like, I think you're really funny, but you need to stop using the Lord's name in vain. And her daughter comes up and goes, God damn it, mom. And I was like,
oh, I love it, dude. That's great. Well, that's a good way to end it, man. I appreciate all your time. Fucking Eventbrite, September 6th, Cisco Duran, dude.
Let's have fun, man.
Bro.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right, buddy. Take it easy.